Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality with the best hair. And I'm starting to wish I did check out Clown Motel Vacancies 2. Because today's review is of the Clown Chainsaw Massacre. You're probably a bit confused. That title alone sounds pretty awesome, so why oh why am I opening this up by complaining about it? Well, that's because before I sit down to write these scripts, I do in fact watch the movie. And that movie in question was the Clown Chainsaw Massacre. But what is the Clown Chainsaw Massacre about anyway? Well, it's the story of a group of 30-year-old teenagers who decide to have a Halloween party. This goes according to plan, right up until a clown shows up and murders everybody. That's pretty much it. Now, the movie's runtime is only like 46 minutes, but you're probably still wondering just how they managed to stretch that long. Well, let's take a look at the Clown Chainsaw Massacre and find out. We open up to way too many little pre-movie animations to pad out the running time, making it take a minute before we even see that this is a Dustin Ferguson film. Then we get hit with a narrated text crawl.
It is all the more tragic that many of the victims were minors, but had they lived very, very long lives, they could not have expected, nor would they have wished to see as much of the mad and macabre as they were to see that evening.
A little tip, if you want the spooky, scary opening text crawl voice, actually find somebody who has a great radio voice, because if you're trying to just put one on, it's just gonna sound cheesy and campy. And I mean, if that's what you're going for, great, but I don't think it is. Point is, the voice goes on and on about how totally scary this story is going to be. So hold on to your hats. Now, to be fair, they do give their fake real story at least some connection to the real world creepy clown craze of the mid-2010s, but once the movie proper starts... Suddenly the visual quality drops too far below even that of the random news clips. But we do get introduced to Sydney Hendrickson, who plays our first girl. At least her parents seem to have a backup plan. She's out here running around with a flashlight in clear daylight because she is being pursued by the killer clown of this tale, played by Cody Banks. Whom she somehow didn't notice, despite him being decked out in every bright color of the rainbow and rocking a motherfucking chainsaw. No bother, she can run to a man with a truck, Zone Longford, who plays Man with Truck. He's one of the rest of their names, runs upstairs and dies of stupidity. Seeing she is distraught, screaming and bleeding all over the place, he's like, hey, why don't you hop in the driver's side of my truck? But the clown kills him. In probably the cleanest chainsaw kill I have ever seen in horror cinema. Movie. The reason gorehounds like me love our motherfucking chainsaws is not because they're subtle. Is this comedy though? I mean, when the girl runs from the killer as he slow walks after her, usually that's not done within the same frame. I'm just saying. But what's this? It appears when he does slip out of frame, he vanishes. Where could he be? Why, just out of frame, of course, as he murders the fuck out of her! And I hope that's enough horror movie to satisfy you, because... buckle up. Oh yeah, this is just the opening credits, no big deal, right? Except this is one of the worst opening credit sequences of my life. I'm sure you're asking yourself, Decker, come on, worst of your life? How could it even be bad, let alone so abhorrent? Well, let me tell you, they just keep going and going. Obviously not that many people worked on this thing, and yet somehow, here we are, slowly being told off each and every one of them to some absolutely torturous tunes. It's like if someone couldn't figure out if they wanted to be spooky, go to a rave, or stay home and play Super Nintendo. Oh, and it is interspliced with short clips that spoil key points of the movie coming up. Just the thing you'll want in your opening credits. Well, after 2 whole minutes of that, we find out it's Halloween. With many long, slow, boring shots of absolutely nothing. Sweet hell, it really is Halloween. Oh, but the movie proper has started. That right there, those are 2 main characters, actually. I forgive you if you thought they were just background characters, them being clearly far in the background and all. This would be Jenny and Carrie, played by Jenny and Carrie. They hear that their friend Dan, played by Dan, is having a party tonight. But there's a problem.
None of Dan's bonehead friends are even cute anyways. Whatever.
There is nobody to bone, not one man to slam. The dong is all wrong. But they do have another friend, Brianna, played by Brianna. She was just off screen making out with her boyfriend, not boyfriend, something. Look, point is, she's got a man sometimes, and they're potentially getting back together after their last breakup, but she's not entirely sure if the guy's even coming to Dan's party.
I kind of wanted to see my options today.
Options? OMG, slut.
Well, option 1, you get back together with your ex-boyfriend, bone and die. Option 2 is this movie magically springs the budget to have even more actors in it. So, going with option 1, I'm sure you noticed by now the acting also leaves a lot to be desired. Like, a lot. Oh, and the angles are clear homages to Halloween, but the point is, she better bring her man, because guess what? This is a small party. They are way cheaper to film.
Alright, here I am, so see you guys later?
Call me later, okay?
Sure thing. Bye.
Okay, now I'm just wondering why her character wasn't named Girl Who Says Fuck It and Leaves. The 2 remaining discuss sexy costume options in the most mundane way possible, so we move on and continue to pay homage to Halloween with the creepy stalker vision, despite the fact that I am already rooting for the killer. So of course they disappoint me.
Didn't mean to scare you.
DJ, you came out of nowhere.
Introducing DJ, played by DJ. And I assume that he's supposed to be her ex-boyfriend, but it's really taken a hard toll on my suspension of disbelief because I cannot imagine this man has ever had a girlfriend.
I followed you. You didn't think I'd let you walk home alone on Halloween, did you?
No, but I did kind of expect you to not do those disorienting cuts where you just jump and switch the sides at which the characters are displayed on screen. That is pretty well understood to be something that you don't do in cinema because of how disorienting it is.
How considerate. I almost had a heart attack.
Is that better?
Ma'am, you wouldn't happen to be carrying a taser, would you?
So I heard about this party tonight.
Oh, you heard about that?
Yeah, and something else about options?
I mean, the stalker vision was clearly very fitting for this guy. Most horror movies wait until sometime after the introduction for the character to earn their kill, but wow!
I'm not asking you to marry me. I'm just asking to take our relationship to the next level.
Ha! So it's true. He hasn't gotten laid. So the best next level he could hope for in this relationship is him sitting in the corner in the cuck chair. That is the highest dreams you could possibly have, dude. So the plan is they see how they feel once the party starts. Personally, I'd think this would be the perfect opportunity for Brianna to stand his ass up, but that's just me. Anyway, new character.
Hi, Skylar.
Guess who plays her? This is also Lucas, played by Lucas. He asks her to come to Dan's party and she tells him to get bent and he cries to Dan about it.
Thanks for the advice. She told me to get bent.
Well, good. Now you know not to bother with her anymore and move on with your life. Rejection truly is a beautiful thing. But what's this? A stalky clown.
Oh, phone.
Movie. Yeah, he disappears. You could say the Halloween influence in this movie is more than a little subtle. Her friend calls her up like, hey, so going to that party? Literally nothing else was established in this movie, and she's like, man, I got all this homework though. And her friend is like, homework schmomework. And she's like, fair point. And they make plans to pick out costumes together. But before that can happen...
Calm down, it's only me.
Jeez, I don't even care if it's the clown or not. Could someone please kill this man?
Is that a pickle in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
It's a pickle.
You're not gonna eat that, are you?
What the hell kind of potential boyfriend has a pocket pickle? And why, oh why, would you ever do something like that in front of the woman who you are presumably trying to seduce?
I just want some appetizers before the party tonight. Alright, well, give me a smooch.
It's like they're trying to make this man out to be the most unappealing man of all time. Some horrifying abomination, a cross between Phil Fish and another Phil Fish. It's not like the other guys are particularly hot stuff, but even then.
Hey, you should come to this party tonight. You can be my date.
That's really cool of you, but I really don't know any of your friends.
Take him, for example, far more appealing than DJ any day of the week. And he's clearly batting for the other team.
Everyone is super cool. Dance parties are where it's at.
I've heard the rumors.
Oh yeah, Dan. Always rocking out with Dan. You can sure know that you're in good hands when you're in Dan's hands.
This year, it's at the old Gacy place.
Wait, that place where they burnt that clown like forever ago?
And we're finally 16 minutes into this thing, and they finally bring up, oh yeah, by the way, they burnt the clown. Just, for the first time it's there. Unless you count them clearly showing the clips of the clown being burnt in the opening credits, of course.
We're gonna have a seance and drink like a ton.
Because why make bad decisions one at a time? She says it's an hour until the party starts, so everyone goes to get ready. He heads out of frame, Dan gets his cone tits, and the girls get high. This is before they go shopping, and the most happening Halloween store in town. No, your eyes do not deceive you. I did not edit this in post, it is not the meme. They are in fact going to go shopping at Spirit Halloween. And there is no other way to describe this scene than mind-numbingly infuriating. Simple reason, really. Remember how this movie is barely 45 minutes long? When you want to squeeze a story into a short running time, you have to work extra hard to make all the moments count. Every frame, every cut, every piece of dialogue. Some movies do this better than others, but they all generally work towards the same goal of telling the best story they can within their means. This scene, though, is 5 goddamn minutes long. 5 out of the 45 minutes. That's over 10% of the running time spent on the Spirit Halloween shopping trip. I mean, you ask me, hey, Tucker, hey, you're making this big of a deal out of it. Surely, in those 5 minutes, surely there had to be some kind of characterization and dialogue that took place that filled that out, right? Right? Wrong. There is fucking nothing. There is no dialogue, just more of that 16-bit rave music blaring in the speakers. It's made worse by the fact that, as I already pointed out, the opening credits were similarly way too damn long, wasted a lot of running time, and kind of boned the pacing right out of the gate. Now, we're in a scene going on way too damn long, wasting a lot of the running time and kind of boning the pacing. Again. It got me to the point where the music would start to fade out a little bit, and I'd be like, oh, thank you, it's finally over. But nope, it just comes back for the next verse, and now, here we go. We are shopping at Spirit Halloween. Drives some characters to drink, which I can sympathize with. And more importantly, this is followed up with another homage shot. Gee, I don't know, guys. You think maybe the director really liked Halloween? Point is, we finally make it to the Gacy house, which, as it just so happens, looks just like a random house in suburbia. How convenient.
Yo, bro, I don't know what's scarier, this place or your costume.
Yeah, dude.
Go ahead and laugh now, because by the end of the night, there will be no laughing matter.
I don't know, man. They both look like they have about equal amounts of effort put into them. Walking in, though, it looks a bit more run down, so there's that. Squatting for Halloween. How zany!
Let the festivities begin!
Are you shitting me? They follow up their 5-minute-long shopping spree to music to immediately stop and spend another couple of minutes just playing music. Again! Yes, seriously, they're just dancing to electronic music with jumpy editing, and I'm just sitting here wondering just how the hell they thought wasting this much running time again, back to back, was in any way a good idea. To be fair, this break from anything meaningful is only 2.5 minutes this time, but jeez! It's interrupted when Lucas hears a knock and, oh, would you look at that, it's Skylar! She's hammered and here to get nailed. Well, don't gotta tell Lucas twice. But the clown is here and stabs him with a lollipop! In one of the most underwhelming kills in all of horror cinema, but after all the shit we went through to get here, I'll take it. Seeing this, she doesn't scream loud enough for partygoers to hear her, so the clown bangs her. Okay, what the hell happened? He went to fake shoot her, didn't shoot her, she laughed, and then started spitting up blood and fell over dead. There was no actual gunshot, there's nothing, no wound. This is really making me start to miss the asylum and their impeccable high bar of quality. And he's a ghost. Sure, why not?
The moon is full. The wine is red. The time has come to raise the dead.
Ah, good. Great news, Dan. We've got 2 fresh corpses right over there for you to work a magic on.
Enough about them. Let's get back to the seance.
Wait, so let me get this straight. The clown has shown up and started murdering people, and you haven't actually got to the point where you bring him back from the dead yet? How? Forget your friends being killed in the other room in his house. What about that part earlier where he was just stalking outside of a window nowhere near this place? How does that work?
Wait, what's the whole story with this guy?
Honestly, lady, I've given up on this flick having any kind of story to it. Clowns going around killing people, that's it. But what's this? After our sepia-toned opening, it appears that the town hunted the clown down and sentenced him to death. Burning him alive to death. But in a horrifying twist, the movie takes a break from paying homage to the Halloween series to pay homage to A Nightmare on Elm Street instead. And possibly Terminator.
Wasn't there a trial or anything?
In this podunk little town, Mayor Moyer was the one that burned him.
Played by Moyer.
And they say that he vowed revenge as he lay there burning, gasping for air.
No. He said he'd be back. It wasn't so much vowing revenge as it was threatening them with sequel bait.
And there's only one way to stop him. And that's with a proper burial.
Wait, hold the fuck up. Only way to truly stop? What the hell are you talking about? The killings stopped after First Girl, which was before he was burnt alive at the stake. The next killing, canonically, was when he shanks Lucas with the sucker back there. What?
Why didn't they just bury him then?
I guess when they went back the next day, the body was missing.
I'd figure the whole you incinerated him and his ashes just kind of blew into the wind would fuck up the whole proper burial thing right there, but that's just me.
They looked everywhere and couldn't find him. They say his remains are hidden somewhere on this property.
In 10 years they couldn't find his dead ass on a 1/4 acre?
So creepy.
So awesome.
So many plot holes. Hey, why didn't they just execute him by burying him alive? That would mean that he would get the proper burial when they kill him, so then he just couldn't come back from that, right? That's how the magic works, isn't it? This is why I'm not invited to parties. They all agree this is a pretty fucked up story, accept it as true, and don't like where this is going, so of course, Dan gets all their help to complete the seance, no problem.
We ask that you bring us the soul of Gilbert Gacy. Hear us, O Dark Lord.
You know, normally horror movies have these characters die after they mess with dark, evil forces that they just don't understand. But here, the clown has already been out and killing people, so they're just kind of waffling around. I don't think they're actually doing anything in the seance. They're just stupid. Seance over, they all just split up for no apparent reason, as you do at parties.
Well, now what?
You could dive into more character backstories, give a little meat to the plot, maybe explain a little bit more about that only proper way to stop him thing. Or waste more running time on long still shots set to music. Why stop now? But what's this?
When did you get here?
Suddenly everyone who participated in the seance to resurrect the spirit of the evil clown has been just magically lobotomized and has no idea who this sudden clown who just appeared could be, or the fact that they could possibly be evil. So she just smells his flower, but wouldn't you know it, that just so happens to be a killer flower, and she dies from something. Nobody notices, and more importantly, these two can't seem to open a bottle, I guess.
This place has a corkscrew.
I want to go look in the car for a pocket knife. I think I have one on that.
So they split up even further. You know, they say, two heads have a tendency to bang into each other when you're searching in drawers, and that gets really annoying really fast. So while he searches the car for a pocket knife,
Oh, that was fast. Did you get it?
we discover that his girlfriend desperately needs glasses.
Oh, please, Mr. Clown Killer, don't beat me to a pulp.
You see, movie, the problem here is your acting throughout has been completely atrocious. So I have no idea if she's actually mocking the killer clown here, or if she's actually trying to act this scene out in sincerity. I can say for certain the character is absolutely idiotic, standing there perfectly still, allowing the clown to jam a mixer into her eye holes. And then again, there's also her friend who suspects infidelity from her off-screen love interest and drives out into the night to confront him, but soon enough sees a clown with a motherfucking chainsaw. So, gets out of her car and runs towards him. My God, these characters can't get any dumber, can they? You couldn't find a corkscrew in the house, so he went out to his car to check the glove box for a pocket knife and found a corkscrew. Of course, now the girls are all fucking dead, and all three of the remaining guys have no idea where any of them are, so still no crisis situation, I guess. Even the presumed boning couple in the other room won't tell DJ if Brianna walked in on them boning before going somewhere. How strange. So he just walks out into the dark, cold night alone at random before stumbling into an old shack.
Did you hear that?
Well, what do you know? DJ finally did something useful. Being eviscerated. Oh, and discovering the remains of the long-dead clown. I guess that helps too. But these two aren't sure, so they decide to check it out. But what's this? Everyone is gone. What could be going on?
I don't know, but I'm scared.
Look, dude, you're a nice guy and all, but I'm not into that, if you know what I mean.
Oh, please. My gaydar has been firing off category 5 ever since you stepped into frame, and I ain't even gay. I'm not. Well, that's enough to get Jeff to just go off on his own, which may not have been the best idea. That might be the worst death of them all. It was barely a scene transition, which means it's just Dan and the clown. Which means it's just the clown. And I think this is trying to be a homage to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but Excuse me if I don't see it. Oh, wait just a ding-dong old minute here. We still have 8 minutes of runtime left. You're going to pad out the last 8 minutes with credits. Seriously? Yes, you are. Well, this thing didn't even got that big of a guys. How the hell are you gonna pad out 8 minutes with this? Those have to be the slowest crawling credits I've ever seen in my life. And no, we don't get a mid-credit scene or a post-credit scene. This is it. Super slow motion credits. The end. Holy fuck. Well, that was the Clown Chainsaw Massacre. I'm not certain it even qualified as a movie. Just saying, coming in at 46 minutes and 30 seconds, the 8 minutes and 25 seconds on the end credits alone drop it to below 40 minutes, which is where the Academy wouldn't even consider it feature length anymore. And that's before we take into account the slog through the opening credits or the double whammy of Spirit Halloween and that damn party dance. Once you cut the fact, we're looking at a runtime of less than 30 minutes of actual movie. And the movie that there is certainly less than compelling. We have a small handful of barely characters who go through the motions of paying homage to Halloween, and then they die. And then of course we have walking monstrosities like DJ, where the more we learn about him, the less I wish I knew. If you put a gun to my head and told me I absolutely must say something nice about this movie, well, it looks like they had fun making it, at least from time to time. The Spirit Halloween scene looks like it was literally just them milling about a Spirit Halloween and dicking around. Might have been mildly stressful to film, but overall, the smiles there looked genuine. It still was a terrible way to spend precious screen time, but the big problem was the pacing. I think without a doubt, this has to be the worst paced movie I've seen. Bare bones plot or not, it takes surprisingly long for things to get moving. Several times the progression of the movie just stops dead, and when we finally do get to the kills, they are over and done with before you know it. Hell, before anyone knows it. The only time someone seems to realize a killer clown was after them was literally the opening scene. Past that, no one notices anything, and it's the same situation over and over again. They see the clown, go, huh, and die. If you got 45 minutes to kill, I recommend doom scrolling or something, as the Clown Chainsaw Massacre comes in at 1 magical corkscrew out of 5. But you know what? Getting the runtime over 45 minutes does mean that this film does qualify for the minimum needed to be eligible to be nominated for an Oscar. As we really needed to make sure we left that door open. Thank you all for watching. I've been Dr. Shado. And remember, you should try to have your movie scripts be about 90 pages long. Not 9.
Well, now what?